Okay, we'll start seated. So grab yourself a block, if you've got one, to sit on. And come into a cross-legged position if that feels all right for you to sit in. And allow the shoulders to start to soften away from the ears. And draw the crown of the head back if you can. So if you can feel for the crown of the head lining up with the sacrum, the lowest part of the back. And that might mean that you need to kind of draw in your lower belly a little bit to support your spine. And make any movements that you need to make with your upper body to start to land into your space. And then let the eyes close down gently. Take a really big breath in. And then a long, slow breath out. Again, big breath in through the nose. And a long, slow breath out through the mouth. And then start to tune into the parts of your body that are in contact with the ground or the block or the mat. And really feel into those parts of your body. So get a sense of the connectedness that you've got with the ground. Maybe softening a little bit into the ground. So the crown of the head's still above the sacrum and the spine's still long, but you're just gently kind of resting a little bit into your seat. And then feel for a softening of the forehead and creating a space in between the teeth at the back of the mouth, so the jaw can start to soften a little bit. And then we'll bring the hands to the sides of the ribs, so anywhere around the side of the ribs. Keep the shoulders soft. And inhale, expand the sides of the ribs. Exhale, draw the low ribs down, draw the low belly in. Keep the shoulders soft. Inhale, expand the sides of the ribs. And exhale, draw the belly in. Again, inhaling, expanding the sides of the ribs so you're feeling the ribs fill your hands. And exhale, draw the belly in. Take a couple more breaths like that. Really coming into this visceral feeling sense of being in your body. And then taking the hands over the heart and taking a few breaths to fill the space around the heart and see if you can, as well as filling the front and the sides, fill the back of the heart. Really tuning into the feeling of your breath as it moves in and out through the body. The jaw is soft, the forehead is soft. A couple more breaths through the heart. And then let the hands rest wherever feels comfortable, and just take a few more breaths either into the side of the ribs or into the space around the heart without the hands being there. Allowing the shoulders to soften and keeping the attention as much as you can on the feeling sense of the breath. And stay with your breath. And the invitation this evening, if you'd like to work with an intent in your practice, is to work with the idea that wherever you are, in whatever pose you're in, it's enough. So not to work into struggle. So to stay with what's present and to allow that fullness of the breath to guide you. So if you can't breathe deeply, draw back a bit and allow your breath to meet you wherever you're at, in whatever way it is that you're showing up in your practice this evening. Good. And then swap over the cross of the legs so the awkward side is in front. We'll just take a couple of rounds of shoulder shrugs. So inhale, lift the shoulders up to the ears, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and exhale, draw them down the back. 2 more like that. Inhale, lift the shoulders up, really squeeze them together, and exhale, draw them down. 1 more. Good. And then move yourself off of your block or cushion and straighten out your left leg. Bring the sole of the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. And I'd like you to try and ground both of your sitting bones. So if your left hip is like hiked up, bend the knee a little bit, sit back up on something, whatever feels good. But see if you can get a sense of pushing down through both the left foot and the right foot. Bring the left hand down outside of the left leg, and we'll come into neck release. So release the head and the neck to the left, and hover the right arm out to the right hand side, about 6 inches above the ground. And feel your inhale filling the right side of the upper chest. And exhale, soften the right ear away from the right shoulder. I said that the wrong way around. The right shoulder away from the right ear. Just tuning into whatever's present in your neck. Good. Keep pushing down through the feet. And inhale, reach the right arm up and over for a side bend. Again, inhale, fill the right side of the ribs with your breath. And exhale, soften both of the shoulders away from the ears so the neck's got some space. Good. And then release that right hand behind the back, either holding onto your waistband or reaching it all of the way around to the left thigh. Keep the head and the neck released over towards the left side. And feel, if you can, for some opening across the front of the right side of the chest. So inhale, fill the right side of the upper chest. And exhale, draw that right shoulder blade in towards the spine. Good. Support the left side of your face with your hand. Lift the head up and just come gently into a twist over towards the right. So right hand behind you, left hand on the right thigh. Inhale, fill the sides of the ribs. And exhale, draw the belly in. Good. Draw yourself back to center. Switch over your legs. So again, we're pushing down through both of our feet. So we're activating the glutes and the core. Bring the right hand down outside of the right leg. And bring the left arm out for neck release. Inhale, all the way up into the left side of the upper chest. And exhale, soften your forehead and your jaw. And see how connected you are to the ground here. So if you don't feel connected, see if you can push down through your legs. Good. Inhale, reach the left arm up and over for a side bend. And exhale, relax the neck again. Soften the right shoulder away from the right ear. And then inhale, feel the left side of the ribs with the breath. Exhale, soften your left hip. Good, and then bring the left hand behind the low back, either holding onto some clothes or all the way around to the right thigh. Inhale, fill the left side of the upper chest with the breath. And exhale out through your mouth. Finding a way to make it really enjoyable to release your neck. And then support the right side of your face with your hand, lift the head up. Come into a gentle twist. Fill the ribs with the breath. And just notice where you can feel this, if you can feel this, if there's any stretch that's coming up. Good. Gently come back to center. Bend both of your knees and bring the hands onto the backs of the hamstrings and lift the chest up. Draw the shoulder blades back and down. And then draw your low belly in towards your spine. You might want to stay here. Option to hover the shins parallel to the ground. And your back is still super straight. The shoulders are drawing down. Maybe reaching your fingertips out. And being really cool with wherever you need to be this evening. So whichever stage you're at, welcome that. Option to take an inhale here and then exhale, straighten your right leg. Inhale, bend the right knee. Exhale, straighten the left leg. You can do this holding onto the hamstrings. Inhale, bend the left knee. Exhale, straighten the right leg. Inhale, bend the right knee. Exhale, straighten the left leg. Good. Bend the knees. And then come all the way down onto your back. We'll do a little bit more abdominal work. So let the arms come alongside of the body and bring the knees up over the hips. We'll take heel taps. The knees are bent and the heels are hovering slightly below the height of the knees. Inhale, spread the sides of the ribs. Exhale, push the low back down and tap the right heel down towards the ground. Inhale, bring the right knee up. Push the low back down. Exhale, tap the left heel down. The low back stays down. Inhale, draw the left knee up. Exhale, tap the right heel down. Soften your jaw. Inhale, right knee comes up. Exhale, left heel comes down. So you can totally stay with these, or you can clasp the hands behind the back of the head. Send the elbows towards the ceiling. Inhale, spread the sides of the ribs. This time, hold the breath. Push the low back down. Curl the tailbone up. Exhale, lift the elbows towards the left knee and tap the right heel down. Draw the belly down. Inhale, come back to center. Hold the breath, push the low back down, curl the tailbone up. Exhale, elbows lift to the right knee, tap the left heel down. Draw the belly down. Inhale, come back to center. Hold the breath, low back down, tailbone up. Exhale, elbows to left knee, tap the right heel down. Inhale, come back to center. Hold the breath, push low back down, curl tailbone up. Exhale, elbows to right knee, tap left heel down, pull the low belly down. Inhale, back to center. Hold the breath, push low back down, curl tailbone up. Exhale, elbows to the left knee. See if you can lift up the left shoulder blade, tap the right heel down. And last one, inhale, come back to center. Hold the breath, push low back down, curl tailbone up. Exhale, elbows lift to right knee. Lift up the right shoulder blade, tap the left heel down. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, release the head, release the feet, and reach the arms up over your head if there's space. Take an inhale and spread the sides of your ribs. And exhale, lift your hips up into a bridge pose. So I really like it to stretch my arms over my head at the moment. So if that works for you, do that and just see if that allows you to have a bit more space in the sides of the ribs. If it doesn't, just put the arms wherever works for you. Take a big breath in and fill the space between the ribs and the hips with your breath. And exhale out through your mouth, relaxing the jaw. Option to shuffle the left heel in towards the middle. Inhale, draw the right knee in towards your chest. And exhale, straighten the right leg straight up towards the ceiling. Keep lifting through that left hip. Feeling the strength in the left leg. Release the right foot down. Inhale, lift the left knee up. And exhale, straighten the left heel towards the ceiling. Pushing through that right foot to keep the hips lifted. And if this is you struggling, then draw back a bit and find a full deep breath. So wherever you can breathe deeply. Release the left foot down. Take an inhale at the top of your bridge. And exhale, curl the upper, middle, and then lower part of the back down to the ground. Hug the left knee in towards your chest and hold onto the back of the left hamstring. And then start to straighten your left leg up towards the ceiling. Your right leg can either be bent or you can straighten it out on the mat. And as you breathe in, see if you can breathe really deep down into your lower back. And exhale, allow the left hamstring to soften a little. Bend the left knee, switch over the legs. Hold onto the back of the right hamstring and start to straighten that right leg up towards the ceiling. And wherever you can reach is enough. It's just your body's way of communicating with you about the parts that are stronger. So as you inhale, breathe all the way down into the right side of your low back. And exhale, draw that right thigh in towards the body. Reach up through the right heel. Release the right foot down. And just bend both of the knees and take a couple of breaths, moving the knees from side to side in a gentle twist. And then hug the knees in towards the chest. And start to rock yourself side to side initially, and then forwards and backwards along the length of the spine. Coming up, and then coming onto your hands and your knees into a tabletop position. Spread your fingers wide under your shoulders and bring your knees under your hips. We'll take some circles of our wrists and our hips at the same time. So as you move your weight around your wrists, move your hips in circles as well. Good, take the circles the other way. Good. And then we'll take some breaths where we're just isolating the movement in the shoulders. So as you inhale, dome your upper back. So you're breathing into the space in between the shoulder blades, keeping the arms straight. Exhale, let the shoulder blades sink towards each other. The arms stay straight. Inhale, dome the upper back. Exhale, shoulder blades sink towards each other. 2 more like this. So you're seeing if you can really isolate that breath and the movement into the uppermost part of the back. Option to stay here or to move this into a plank position, so either the knees down or the knees up. Inhale, dome the upper back. Exhale, allow the shoulder blades to sink towards each other. Take a couple more breaths like that. Good. Everybody bring the knees down and then come back onto your heels. Option to keep the toes tucked under, so you're stretching out the bottom of the feet at the same time. And bring your elbows alongside of your waist for bird wing. Inhale, spread the sides of the ribs. Feel the ribs expanding into the upper arms. Exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together and send the thumbs out wide. Inhale, bring the fingertips together in front of your body. Exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together, open across the front of the chest. Again, inhale, breathe into the sides of the ribs. Exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together. 1 more. Good. We'll come into dolphin, bring the forearms down onto the mat. Probably clasp your hands together, or you can bring the palms down if the shoulders feel really open. And just check that the elbows are shoulder distance apart, so you can hold onto your biceps to check that. Relax the back of the neck, and then inhale, breathe into that space in between the shoulder blades, just like we were doing. Exhale, push through the forearms, an option to lift the knees up. And I'd really like you to try and be in this pose in a way that's struggle-free. So if you notice that the breath is catching, then drop the knees down. You can still work with the engagement of the shoulders with the knees down. So try and use the depth of the breath to feel into how you want this pose to look and feel for you this evening. And come back to the feeling sense of the breath. So see if you can feel the breath in the space in between the shoulder blades. And with your exhales, you're starting to draw the armpits back towards the thighs, pushing through the forearms. The jaw soft and the back of the head and the neck are long. Option to take some dips in your dolphin. So inhale here, and then exhale, bend the elbows, bring the chin towards the hands. Inhale, draw the hips back. Exhale, bend the elbows, bring the chin towards the hands. 2 more. Good. And then everybody walk back into a forearm plank. You can have your knees down or up. Breathe into that space in between the shoulder blades. And then drop the hips down. We'll take a breath or two in a Sphinx pose. So bring the palms of the hands down in line with the elbows. Push through the tops of the feet. Push through the pubic bone and start to draw the upper ribs forwards through the arms. And feel the breath filling the sides of the ribs. And allow the back of the head and the neck to be soft. Start to draw the shoulder blades away from the ears. Good. Come down onto your belly and then push back into a child's pose. Or a cat-cow if you'd rather keep moving a bit. The movement feels really linear so far this evening. So wherever you are, finding your breath and really feeling into or breathing into the back of the body. Everybody come back up into a tabletop position. Inhale, lift the right arm up into the air. And exhale, thread the right arm underneath the left arm, bringing the right side of the face down towards the ground. Option to bring this left hand up behind the low back if you'd like more intensity in your twist. Allow the inhale to fill the space in between the shoulder blades. And the exhale to let that right shoulder soften towards the ground. Inhale, come back to center. Reach the left arm up. And exhale, thread the left arm underneath. Come into your twist the other way. Inhale, fill the space in between the shoulder blades. And exhale, soften the jaw and the left cheek. Come back to center. And then push back up into a downward facing dog. And take any movement that feels good here. Maybe moving the hips, moving the legs, softening and releasing through the back of the head and the back of the neck. And start to walk your feet forwards to the top of the mat and come into a standing forward fold. Take an inhale through the nose and exhale out through the mouth. Maybe moving the head a little bit from side to side and really letting go of anything that you need to let go of out of your head from your day, if that's possible here. Good. Push through your feet and slowly roll yourself up to standing. We'll move into sun salutations. So inhale, reach the arms up into the air. Exhale, fold forwards and draw the belly in. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step back into a plank pose. We'll take a couple of breaths here. So find your plank pose for this evening, whether that's knees up or knees down. You can be on your forearms if it's too strong for your wrists. And find your breath and see if you can feel your breath in that space in between the shoulder blades. And then draw the low belly in, reach away through the heels. Drop the knees down. Bend the elbows and exhale, lower all the way down onto your belly. Bring the hands in front of the shoulders. Inhale, draw the upper ribs forwards for cobra. And exhale, push back into downward facing dog. And feeling into whatever it is that's present in your body, whatever you can feel is stretch, if it's really hard work, if your mind's somewhere else, and just drawing yourself back to the feeling sense of the breath. So letting all of that be okay and welcome. Inhale, bend the knees, look forwards. Exhale, step or jump top of the mat, standing forward fold. Inhale, push through the feet, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more a bit faster. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forwards, belly draws in. Inhale, half lift. Exhale to step or jump back. Same exhale, lowering yourself down towards the ground. Inhale into your back bend. And exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale through the nose and exhale out through the mouth. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, step or jump top of the mat, standing forward fold. Push through your feet. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. This time with lunges. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forwards, belly draws in. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, left foot steps back, left knee comes down. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, stay here, push through both of your feet. So the top of the left foot and the sole of the right foot. And draw your pubic bone towards your belly button. With your next exhale, step back into a plank position. Lower yourself down towards the ground. Inhale into your back bend. And exhale to downward facing dog. One inhale here, lift the left leg up. And exhale, step the left foot forwards. Right knee comes down. Inhale, push through the feet, reach the arms up. Exhale, curl the pubic bone towards the belly button. Inhale, spread the sides of the ribs. Exhale, standing forward fold, top of the mat. Inhale, push through the feet, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. And pause for a moment. Take a feeling breath into the sides and the back of your ribs. And allow the corners of the lips to come up into a smile. Inhale, bend the knees, come into a chair pose. And exhale, send your hips back a bit. So rather than sending the knees forwards, bring the hips back. Inhale, spread the sides of the ribs. Option to come up onto your tiptoes. Take another inhale here. And then exhale, standing forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale to step or jump back. Option to come through a vinyasa or straight to downward facing dog. When you get to downward facing dog, take an inhale through the nose and an exhale out through the mouth. Inhale, lift the right leg up into the air. Exhale, step the right foot forwards and come up into a high lunge. So a lunge with the back knee up. We'll take eagle arms, right elbow underneath the left elbow. So maybe you're just holding onto your shoulders, or you can wrap the forearms around each other. Again, breathe into the space in between the shoulder blades, the space at the back of the heart. And exhale, squeeze the forearms together, or the elbows together, and send the elbows forwards. And then tune into your back foot and check that you're reaching out through that back heel, the left heel. Release the arms, clasp the hands behind the low back, and take an inhale and open across the front of the chest. And exhale, send the hands down towards the ground. Keep squeezing the inner thighs together like you're squeezing a block. Although obviously you can't because they're going in different directions. Option to stay here or to fold forwards into a humble warrior, letting the arms come up over the head. Or if over the head is too much, just a little bit away from the lower back. And once again, breathing into being struggle-free and being wherever you are is enough. Like the message of the day for me. Release the left hand down and reach the right arm up for a twist. Take an inhale and spread the sides of the ribs. And exhale, draw the low belly away from your right thigh. Draw the right shoulder blade in towards the spine. Release the right hand down. Step back into a plank position. Option to come through a vinyasa or straight into downward facing dog. Inhale, reach the left leg up into the air. And exhale, step the left foot forwards. Come up into a high lunge. Eagle arms, left elbow underneath. And again, breathe into the space in between the shoulder blades. And breathe out, feel those elbows drawing forwards, away from your face. If you'd like to, you can rest your forehead onto the upper arms. And push down through your feet so your legs are super strong. Release the arms, clasp the hands behind the low back. See if you can bring the opposite thumb on top. Inhale, open across the front of the chest. And exhale, send the hands down towards the ground. Allow that to lift the chest up. Take another breath in. Option to stay here or to fold forwards. If you're folding, see if you can let the neck relax. And then everyone come back to the breath. Just noticing where you can feel it. Release the right hand down. Reach the left arm up into the air for a twist. Inhale, draw your ribs away from your hips, so they're lengthening to the front of the mat. And then exhale, draw your right shoulder away from your right ear. Release the left hand down and step back into downward facing dog or child's pose for 5 breaths. Wherever you are, let the neck soften, let the forehead soften. And find the feeling of the breath in the back of the body. Come back into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up into the air, bend the right knee and open the right hip. Exhale, step the right foot forwards and come up into warrior 2. So check the front knees tracking forwards and then spread the toes of the back foot. We'll take some more shoulder shrugs here. Inhale, lift the shoulders to the ears, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and exhale, draw them down the back. Inhale, lift the shoulders up, squeeze them together. Exhale, draw them down the back. One more. Good. And then arch your arms. So lift your right elbow up and hold on to it with your left arm so you can feel a stretch starting down the right side of the upper arm, the right side of the chest. Option to stay here or to bring your left arm underneath. The fingertips might touch or just holding onto some clothing or a strap if you've got a strap. And then see if you can take a little bit of a reverse warrior here. So starting to lift that right elbow up, maybe back a little bit. Keep pushing really strongly down through your feet so your lower body is really turned on in order to support your upper body. Good, come back up to center. Release the arms and reach the arms up. Take an inhale here. And exhale, push through your feet. Start to bring the arms forwards, like we're coming into extended side angle pose. And either, if you'd like to, you can take the right forearm to the right thigh, or you can keep the arms there. So you're lengthening both of the sides of the ribs. And I'm really strongly pushing through my legs here, almost like I'm imagining a magnet drawing the legs towards each other so that I can have some proper support from my legs. Like, I don't know what improper support would be, but it feels like proper support. Good. And then release the left hand down, release the left knee down, and we'll come into a twist here. So hook your left elbow over your right thigh, take a fist in the left hand with the right hand on top. And then see if you can allow the breath to be a little bit softer. Breathing into the sides of the ribs and breathing out, pushing left thigh into right, left arm into right thigh, twisting the chest towards the hands. Good. Release the hands down either side of your right foot and step back into a plank position. Option to come through a vinyasa or straight into downward facing dog. And we'll take a couple of lion's breaths here. So inhaling through the nose and exhale lion's breath. Let the head and the neck be soft. 2 more like that. Inhale, lift the left leg up into the air, bend the left knee, open the left hip. Exhale, step the left foot forwards for warrior 2. Bring the arms out. This time, put a bend in the elbows for kite hawk. So inhale, roll the shoulder blades back, lift the chest up. Exhale, roll the shoulder blades forwards, bring the chin in towards the chest. Keep moving like that with your breath, trying to move from your shoulder blades. So it's almost like you can feel them glide, the shoulder blades glide across the upper back. Good. Come back to center. Lift your left elbow up. And either stay here, holding onto your left elbow with your right hand, or you can bring your right arm underneath. Inhale, lift the chest up. And exhale, push through the feet. Maybe start to take a little bit of a reverse warrior here. Feeling the left side of your body fill with breath. And then relaxing the jaw and the forehead. Coming back to center, reaching the arms straight up. Inhale here. And exhale, coming forwards with the arms, pushing through the feet. Option to stay here, or to bring the left forearm to the left thigh, reaching the right arm up and over. And see if you can find a really stable place to be with this stretch. So see if you can allow that stability to come from your legs. The legs are pushing down and drawing towards each other. Good. Release the hands down either side of your left foot and drop the right knee down. We'll come into a twist again, so hooking your right elbow over the left thigh. And then bringing a fist in the right hand with the left hand on top. And take the breath into the space in between the shoulder blades. Good. Release. And then bring both of the knees back and sit up. So you're sat on your knees and you're lifting so your hips are over the knees. We'll take camel, but a really gentle one. So see if you can squeeze your glutes in order that you can draw your low belly in And the hips stay over the knees, they don't move back. Bring the hands so the thumbs are on the knobbly bits at the bottom of the back, the SI joints, and the chest is lifted and open. Take an inhale and see if you can lift the ribs up away from the hips. And exhale, squeeze the elbows together, lift the gaze up. Take a couple more breaths here, feeling into that opening across the front of the chest with the inhale and the elbows squeezing together with the exhale. If you feel really warm and you want to do more, you can bring the hands back towards the heels, maybe with the toes tucked under, but see if you can keep the hips forwards over the knees, so it's the upper back that's lengthening. And if you're coming back, just be aware of where you want your head to be. So you might want your chin to stay on your chest. You might want to let the head come back. The focus is really on opening across the front of the chest and lengthening the ribs away from the hips. Good. Slowly come back up. Bring your chin to your chest and just sit down on your heels and bring the hands either one over the belly, one over the heart, or both of them over the heart. And breathe into your hands. Allow the chest to stay lifted. Good. And then we'll come back into a squat. So tuck your toes back under. And you might want to use your hands to help you get there, or you can just float back and come into a squat. So you're bringing your elbows to the insides of your thighs. You might be up on your tiptoes, or you might have your heels down. Wherever you are, see if you can allow the back to be long. So for me, that means that tiptoes help. And take some breaths all the way down into the lowest part of your back. And exhale, soften the shoulders, soften the forehead. Bring the left hand down to the inside of the left leg and reach the right arm up. And use this kind of push-pull with the arm pushing into the thigh pushing into the arm to get a little bit more space in your twist. And then come back to center and switch over the other side. Good. Come back to center. And then sit yourself down and bring the soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana. So bring the hands behind the back to start off with and lift the chest up. And see if you can just let some softness happen in your hips. So take the breath all the way down to the low belly and the hips. Creating space with your inhale and then exhaling, softening the hips. Maybe taking a breath or two out through your mouth here. Good. And then draw the knees together. We'll come into a straddle. So you might want to sit back up onto your block or your cushion in your straddle. You might want to have your knees bent a little bit. Wherever you are, see if you can push your heels down and push your sitting bones down. So that might mean that you want to have your hands back behind you. Really honor where it is that your body is and allow it to be there. It sounds so simple, but sometimes we're so like trying to get somewhere else that we don't just allow ourselves to be where we are. Come back to your breath and allow the breath to be a little bit softer now. And if you'd like to take a forward fold here, then you can bring the hands out in front of you and soften the back of the head and the back of the neck. And really breathe into that, allowing yourself to be where you are. Giving yourself full permission to be exactly as you are right now. Take up to 5 more breaths here. And then gently roll yourself up. Bring the hands under the knees and draw the legs together. Then bring the legs straight out and reach the arms straight out. Plug the shoulders into their sockets and draw your belly in, and we'll slowly come down onto our backs. And hug your knees in, give yourself a squeeze, maybe take some rolls with your knees around the hip joints. And then plant your left foot down and hook your right ankle over your left thigh. And bring your arms out at shoulder height. And then let the legs just drop over towards the right side. If this twist doesn't feel good for your body, take any other twist. Breathing space all the way down the left side of the body. And exhaling, softening the upper back, the hips, down into the ground. Good. Inhale, come back up to center. Switch over the legs. Left ankle over right thigh. And exhale, allow the knees to drop this time towards the left side. Again, see if you can invite softness into the hips, the feet, and the shoulders. Draw yourself back up to center. And either bring your feet wide on the mat and let the knees drop in towards the middle, or bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees drop wide. Option to bring a hand over your belly and a hand over your heart. And taking the breath to meet the hand or to meet the space in your low belly. Exhaling, letting the back, the hips, soften to the ground. Breathing into the space around the heart. And exhaling, letting the heart soften, the back of the heart especially. And then breathing, and see if you can connect the space around the heart, the belly, and the pelvis with the breath. And as you exhale, let go in your elbows, your shoulders, your jaw, your forehead. Feel the body land. And we'll come into Shavasana, so taking any other movement that you need, or a pair of socks or a blanket or whatever it is that will help you rest. And find yourself a really comfortable position. If you're on your back, tuck your tailbone under, soften the shoulders away from the ears, and really consciously allow the forehead and the jaw to relax. And feel yourself landing in this moment, in your body, being supported by the ground. I'm going to share a few words, so as ever, if they speak to you, let them land wherever it is that wants to hear them. And if they don't, then just let them pass by. It only takes a reminder to breathe, a moment to be still, and just like that, something in me settles, softens, makes space for imperfection. The harsh voice of judgment drops to a whisper, and I remember again that life isn't a relay race, that we will all cross the finish line, that waking up to life is what we were born for. As many times as I forget, catch myself charging forwards without even knowing where I'm going, that many times I can make the choice to stop, to breathe, and be, and walk slowly into the mystery. Taking these last few moments to stop, to breathe, and to be. Gently starting to deepen your breath. Making little movements with your fingers and with your toes. Maybe taking a stretch, reaching the arms up over your head. And then hugging the knees in towards the chest, giving yourself a squeeze. And rolling over to whichever side feels nice. And then gently bringing yourself up into a comfortable seat. Bring the hands together in front of the heart space. Lengthen the back of the neck and lower the gaze. Directing your attention inwardly. Breathing around the heart again. Feeling this amazing body of yours in all the ways that it supports you, breathes for you, holds you, and really honouring it in whatever way feels right for you. Maybe just whispering thank you. And we'll close the practice with the sound of one Om together. Big deep breath in. Thank you for the privilege. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. Drink lots of water and have a lovely week.
Thanks, Alice.
Thank you. See you soon.